Welcome to the Hardcore Record. I am Elliot. Today's episode is with Alex Rivera, who is a fixture of the New Jersey hardcore scene with bands like Burnside and Behind the Sun, a tattoo artist and an amateur wrestler. Now having moved to Texas and being a manager of local wrestling talent and a family man, he still devotes time to making his brand of music with Fight Forever and Tiger Bruno. So join me as I talk with Alex about what the music means. All right, this is the Hardcore Record, episode 3. We're going to talk to Alex Rivera, who's been involved in bands Burnside, Behind the Sun, wrestling, tattooing, and his recent solo project, Tiger Bruno. So, let's get this started.
Hey.
Morning. Little technical difficulties. Time zone we forgot all about, which was really hilarious. Then I had to scarf down some food before we started. But anyway. So your first band was Burnside, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. How did that all start?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I guess Burnside was my first serious band. My first, I was in a band right before Burnside that was like, we would call ourselves Dangerous Fungus. And it was like, I was in high school still, and it was one of the members of Burnside came from there, this dude, Aaron Haynes, who went on, and he was in a band, Success Will Write Apocalypse Across the Sky. Was this?
I love names like that.
I hate that name, but whatever. They were like just dirty grindcore kind of stuff, whatever. Anyway, but it was me and Aaron. We went to middle school together, I think it was, and then we met up a little later, and then we started this band, Dangerous Fungus, and then it was kind of like we didn't really. I think we played 2 shows ever. And from there, man, I don't know who we bumped into, who we started with, but it was me, Aaron, and then we met Lance. I met Lance going to hardcore shows. I know that. And I guess it was just me, Aaron, and Lance, because Lance knew Sean. And I think that's just how it started. Like, I think we just bumped into each other in passing. And then, I bumped into Lance somewhere, met Lance. I knew Aaron. And then we just kind of all formed the first incarnation of Burnside anyway.
Cool. And then that band kind of it took off. You got fairly popular, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. We're, I guess, big in South Jersey. We had, it's weird because, it's hard to, I guess, tell. I felt like we were just, our friends liked us, you know what I mean? But I would get mail from Europe all the time. At this point, I had my actual address on the demos and stuff, and they would just send me. I would get letters from Belgium in broken English, or France. So I felt like we did pretty good around there, in that kind of part of the hardcore scene or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, back then that's how it was. I remember going to Vintage Vinyl, and I think I bought one of your EPs.
All right.
And so I knew of you guys. And then, so we'll go into a little backstory real quick. So then I met my wife, Stephanie, who was friends with you.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then she told me you were in Burnside, and I was like, oh, I love that album. I'm like, that's so cool. But anyway, but yeah. So since that was the band that kind of took off a little bit more.
Yeah, Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Did you always? Well, you started in the band back in high school. So what do I want to try to say? How did it feel having your voice out there in the open? Is it something you knew you always wanted to do?
I've always loved hard music and heavy music and stuff. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a guitar player, but I sucked at it. But I I guess when my first few shows I did completely, I did them with my back towards the audience because I felt so
Yeah.
like just shy or like it's just weird being out there, I guess. So I was like, I felt self conscious about it. So like, I remember playing even the Dangerous Fungus shows. I played completely back towards the audience, and then I like turned around at one point and I was like, oh, people were like moshing. I was like, holy shit,
Eh,
this is crazy. But I was like, I just didn't know what to expect, I guess, or how people were gonna take us or my voice or whatever. And so that was weird at first, but it took a minute, and then I got comfortable after like recording a little bit and stuff, and seeing how hardcore kids react, and that kind of changed my vibe. But at first it was like I don't know if I fell into singing or I don't quite remember. I guess I don't know if I don't think I really wanted to sing. It was just kind of like, oh, I want to be in a band, and I don't play any instruments, so this is where I'm going.
yeah, which is funny because you start to actually, instead of the screaming, you get into actually singing.
Yeah.
Um, so how did that transition?
Well,
Did that just kind of come out when you were rehearsing?
I get, I guess the screaming was, I guess not that it was newer, but I liked that music, but I never tried it or anything to scream or anything. So to me, singing was natural. You could make your voice. I was in choir when I was a little kid and stuff, that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
like, I sang in school for like nerdy ass little choir things, but screaming was totally something I wouldn't have done for any other reason, I guess. So that
Yeah.
was newer, but I always have like a sense. I've always had like a sense of melody, I guess. So like even if screaming, I want to like oh, this little part sounds melodic, and it'd be fun to add some clean vocals to or whatever. From our first demo, I had it. Like I always sang a little bit at least.
Um, I think I put Burnside and Behind the Sun on my phone, and I was put my phone on shuffle recently,
Hmm.
and driving to work. I don't know if I told you this. I think I wanted to, and I'm listening to something, and I'm like, man, that sounds like Alex, and I'm like, did somebody rip off Alex? I'm like, what am I listening to? Because I just signed up to like Apple Music, stream Apple Music too.
Yeah.
And then I had to double check my phone, and I was like, "Oh no, I think it was Behind the Sun,"
Yeah.
playing. And I was like, "Oh wait, I am listening to Alex." And I just had a laughed hysterically at myself, but you know, all good in the car.
Yeah.
Um, how long did Burnside last?
We were 94 to 99, I think it was.
Oh wow, okay, yeah,
Yeah, so we put out our CD, I think was 98. And I think we just played some shows and then kind of faded out. We were so right before we were supposed to break up. I mean, right before we broke up, we were supposed to go on a tour. We were like working on a European tour, and it just kind of fell through. And it was going to be us in Dysphoria, and it would have been so cool because one of the stops I remember they were talking about this festival in Belgium, and it was like I think it was like Machine Head and Biohazard and Sick of It All, and I'm like, this is gonna be the coolest shit, like and Slayer, and I'm like,
yeah,
this is gonna be the coolest freaking show, like, and then we kind of just broke up, and I don't even remember why, but I think people just didn't want to play shows a lot. Like I know Sean was not super interested in like some shows. He's like, oh, I don't feel like driving this many hours with my drums and playing with these bands. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, because I didn't want to stop ever.
yeah, yeah. It's hard. So many different people, different lifestyles, and what
Yeah, for
everybody
sure.
wants. Definitely not easy. Can you still get Burnside stuffs? Can you still purchase it?
I don't think so. I don't know. I know Ed. And he was our no, no, he wasn't our last bass player, but he was one of our bass players. He still has shirts, I think.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah, I think I saw some of it on Bandcamp. I think I looked it up recently.
maybe, yeah. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I know on eBay there's a in Japan, Japanese eBay, our last demo is like a $50 demo that people
Oh,
sell
really?
for. I'm like, man, I
Yeah.
should make copies of that and just put it out there.
There you go.
$50 cassettes. Let's go.
Yeah. 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 Cassettes take off. I don't understand what the deal is with the cassettes nowadays, but um, everybody, yeah, they each their own.
Yeah.
Um, how did you get into tattooing?
I've been drawing my whole life, and I just draw. I've been drawing comics and whatever. And when I was a kid, I had I don't even know where I found it, but I found a tattoo magazine, and I remember thinking like, yeah, I want to do tattoos. Like, and I would go to some of the local shops around and kind of try to sell Flash. I didn't really, I was like 12, 13. And I'm trying to, like, hey, do you buy drawings? Because I didn't really understand what Flash was. So I would like
Yeah,
bring in drawings and try to like make cool drawings that they would tattoo.
yeah. Um, so we mentioned earlier, right before we got on, about Stephanie was saying you work at a collective, or where do you work now, and how
Well,
does that all work
a
out?
collective is basically like it's a bunch of tattoo artists and we all just share the bills in essence.
Hmm.
you know, it, I wouldn't really call it, like our first one was called a collective, but there ended up being a boss who is the main guy and whatever. And he just kind of takes the money from the bills. But I don't know. I don't think I've actually been in an actual collective. I think it's just called that. And then it's like, there's a boss. So I don't know. But
What shop do you work at now?
a place called Spellbound in Waco.
Cool. Um, who's your biggest influence for a tattoo artist?
Oh, God, I don't even know. I have a lot of artists who I think are just really good, but I'm constantly, you know, like when I was a kid, it was Paul Booth. I was like, oh, Paul Booth is the best. And then
Yeah.
I started liking Guy Aitchison a lot. And then it became like, and there's not influenced by, I mean, I don't do stuff like some of these guys at all. I just stuff that I just appreciate to look at, I guess. But Guy Aitchison had a book reinventing the tattoo that I used to, it was like, just had all these little interesting tidbits and instructions and things for cover ups and all this stuff, which I always thought were really cool. Nico Hurtado was awesome, and there's just so many guys who do stuff that's you know nowadays. There's a bunch of new guys, DJ Tamby, and there's this girl Teresa Sharp who's ridiculous, and like I don't have a lot.
Yeah, it is. It is wild where it's come to. I've been following it like more tattoo art
Yeah, for like
like
when I
over the last
started, it
six
was like
months.
yeah, like even like I think I started in 2003, and stuff is so different. Like some people are like just doing stuff that I would never have thought of back then at all. That even be possible. It's crazy. Oh, I lost you.
Let me see.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. I touched the mic. Um, did you do some sort of tattoo contest at one point?
I did. I was on a show called Tattoo Titans.
What year was that?
I think it was 2014, 15,
Oh, okay.
somewhere
What
around there.
network? It was what network aired that?
I think it was supposed to be on Spike. Like it was made by everybody who made Ink Master, and it was in the same studio and everything. They
Hmm.
just put up new, decor, but it was I think it was supposed to be on Spike, but it ended up airing on CMT. I think like CMT bought it or something. From
Oh,
what I heard,
that's
they were
right.
telling me the producers before. But yeah, nobody saw that shit. It's
Yeah,
actually, you know
before.
what? Only the only person who ever like recognized me from it, which is pretty wild. Some dude at a tattoo convention. He was from Iraq, and he
Oh,
was like, and he was just like, "Oh, I saw your show." And he's like, he was so excited. He wanted to take pictures with me and shit. Like, I was like,
yeah.
"You're the only one."
It it is wild now where you get picked up, especially since online is just taken off. Like all,
Yeah,
and everything can reach all over the world. It's interesting of who picks up everything. Um, let's see. You also got into wrestling for a little while too.
yeah. I
Um, go ahead.
wrestling. Well, I mean, I'm still into it, I guess. But I started wrestling in 2004, and I was wrestling like on and off. Like I would, sometimes be like I took a year off or whatever. Like I wrestled from 2004 though pretty solidly until 2000, maybe like 13, and then maybe I went, maybe I was just like here or there, from then on. I moved in 2015, so that was like probably those 2 years off, and then 2016 I came back in Texas, and
Oh.
then wrestled from like 2016 to like COVID.
Oh, nice. I didn't know you were still doing it. That
Oh
that's
yeah,
pretty
yeah. I
cool.
was I was
Yeah.
wrestling every other month. There was a company over here I was wrestling for, and then I did a few shows here and there for a few companies around here. Like, but I only wrestled I think maybe four companies in Texas.
Okay. What did you always have the same name?
No, in Texas I was Bruno Della Rosa,
Okay.
uh, and uh, and then now I'm using Tiger Bruno as
Oh,
my
okay.
manager name as well.
Oh, that's neat. I remember Stephanie and I went to go see you in Philly at one point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you saw me in I was in a company called Chikara,
Okay.
and that was like a very lucha based company. That was like we all wear masks and it's a lot of lucha moves and like Mexican style wrestling, and that was some of the funnest times of wrestling I ever had. I was actually literally watching some stuff last night because
Oh,
somebody asked me for some matches of like some of my favorite matches, and I was sending them stuff from old Chikara stuff, and yeah, just best times.
did uh did a fan make you a figure? Is that what I
Yeah, he
remember
made
correctly? Yeah.
uh I think he made four of them, like four, because I changed my outfits a lot.
Uh-huh.
And but it was fun. He painted all my tattoos like real pretty correctly and stuff. Like it
Oh
was
wow.
pretty awesome. My son broke them all though.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, he played with them until he smashed them, and I was like, oh, I should have saved those.
Yeah. Super glue.
Yeah, yeah. There's parts missing. I'm like, what happened to my arm?
So after Burnside broke up, how long was it before you did Behind the Sun?
I think we broke up right before '99 maybe, and then I I used to think it was like 3 years. So I was like, man, but I think we were like on a decline when we broke up. I think we were playing less shows anyway. And it felt I used to be like, oh man, it's been like 3 years or whatever. And then I look back at the dates now, and I'm like, man, I started Behind the Sun in 2000. But it just felt like it was so long without a band. But our first EP was 2000, so I think we maybe got together early 2000, and then so like technically like a year and a half without a band, and then I went right to Burnside. I mean to Behind the Sun, and we put out that EP, and then toured on it like right away. It was yeah,
Yeah,
shit was
and I
good
met
times.
Stephanie in 2005, so it was like a year or two after that. I think I saw you guys, or
Yeah, we
like
broke up in
around that mark.
2006.
Oh, okay, really? So
Yeah,
then, yeah, it was 2005. All
yeah.
right, wow. Um, can you still get those releases?
Behind the Sun, I don't know. Maybe I know we put it out through CD Baby. I don't know if they still release them like that. If you could buy things from there, I don't even know how that works.
Yeah,
Um, Man, I don't know. Like I know the first one we did our EP, we went through CD Baby, and then we I don't even know how many we pressed, and I think we pressed that twice. Our second one we put out on Too Damn Hype, and I don't know how many they pressed either. And if you can still get back catalog, and then if people even buy CDs anymore, honestly.
yeah. I don't know.
And
Was there any vinyl back then?
we never put any of vinyl. Oh, we did. No, Behind the Sun never put vinyl out. Burnside
Okay,
did one, or maybe
okay.
two. Yeah, Burnside had one EP on our like a 7 inch by ourselves, and then we did one that was the what did he call it? I think it was just a South Jersey hardcore, and it was like four songs, four bands on a 7 inch. They're probably out there in the wild somewhere, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't know
yeah,
where the first place to look. Probably eBay.
yeah. Or Discogs. Who knows? It'd be interesting to see what is listed on Discogs. I'll probably check it out after this.
Right?
Yeah, yeah,
Some people, I got a few Japanese friends who will every once in a while they'll tag me in something, and it'll be like some something with like either eBay or like somebody playing something. It was like a Burnside thing or a Behind the Sun thing. I'm like, oh, it's cool, But I don't. A lot of it's in Japanese, so I don't really know it anyway. But
Yeah. Um. So when you were in Behind the Sun, you guys did a local MGK radio show in Philly,
yeah, I forgot about that.
and Stephanie was telling me it was something where you guys had way too many people come or something.
I don't know. We did a couple things. Like one, we did one in the radio station, and it was like we only brought a handful of people. That was just like I don't think I brought anybody. It was just I didn't think we were supposed to bring anybody, honestly. Like and everybody else brought other people. I think. I mean, maybe Stephanie came. Did she come? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I
She
think so. Because I
okay.
think she said you gave a shout out to her father or something because
Oh
her
yeah,
father
yeah,
was
because he's
home.
always listening. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was like a small little studio, and we were all packed in there, and we played this. It's like four songs, which was I can't imagine. I don't know what it sounded like on the radio here in my screaming and shit. I'd
Yeah.
imagine it probably sounds like trash, but it was pretty cool. Like we played a couple. I don't even know how many songs we played, and they did like a little interview and stuff. And yeah, it was cool. That was cool. I forgot all about that.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, the one time I did see you in Philly, you guys, a lot of people seemed to show up at the show. It was
Yeah,
like a lot more people hung
I feel like we
around.
did pretty good.
Yeah. Um, and now you're doing Tiger Bruno.
Yeah,
So that's a shift completely different from,
yeah.
what you do now. How did that come about? Like what prompted all
In
that?
um During lockdown, I just started like trying to figure out how to record on my own because I was like, I don't have a band and I've been bandless for a while. Like I played actually there was a hardcore band I played with before that. This band we were called ourselves To the Teeth, but we never recorded. And we
Oh,
played one show and then we just kind of fell apart. But we had like some really cool fast stuff and it was a good time. I actually have something else too. I don't know if you ever heard it online. Me and my buddy Matt from Behind the Sun, we have a EP on Spotify and stuff. You can find it, and we're called Fight Forever, and we have uh, I think it's let me see how many songs are on our EP. It's actually super fun. It's like fast and just kind of dirty sounding like heavy shit. Uh,
like
and
thrash or
no, we're a hardcore band,
Mhm.
and we did that remotely. He was just send me stuff and I'll drop vocals. And we have one record, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 songs in under 15 minutes. I think it is.
Oh, nice.
So they're all like 2 minute, just like you know. You have to check it out. I think you'll like it.
Oh,
But
definitely will.
so
That's cool.
we're every once in a while we talk. We have two more songs recorded that we haven't dropped that he sent me not that long ago, and so we're doing that kind of stuff too. But anyway, to go back to what your question was, during quarantine, I learned how to start recording my vocals and stuff like that on iPad through GarageBand. So it's like simple, but I would have people send me stuff like beats and whatever, and um, just riffs and whatever, just songs, and I'd drop vocals on them. And then I just started doing stuff on my own because I was like, well, I want to continue creating, but I have nobody. Like I'm not in a band, you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
I want to constantly, at the time I recorded during quarantine. I recorded probably like I don't know, 40 songs of just like stuff that I'll probably never release, but it's just like learning things, I guess, and learning how to record a little better or practicing harmonies or whatever the case may be. But some rap songs, all kinds of shit.
Um so you have a backing band with it now? Is that correct?
I do now,
Okay.
so we can play live. I have a full band that have learned the songs, and we're yeah, it's really cool. It's weird, like being a solo artist feels so strange, you know.
It's
But
really cool. Stephanie and I love it. We think it's really neat.
Thanks so
I keep
much.
trying to tell people about it. I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
I
check
appreciate
this
it.
out, check this out. And
We
people
haven't
do
played
end
any
up
shows
liking
yet,
it.
but
No, trying to
I
get
really
there.
want to. Like, I mean, that's the goal. That's why we're playing. You know, that's why we're
Yeah, yeah,
practicing.
yeah.
But like, yeah, we're like, I really want to play this year. You know, 2024. I'm like, we're playing shows, guys. Like, we want to really like deliver too. Like, I feel like I want to make sure everything's super tight. Like,
Yep.
because now it's like now I feel like this is my baby. I need to like. I don't like. I'm like, oh, that guitar sounds weird, dude. You gotta, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, really. I want to be a super tight. I also want to have like a stage performance a little bit, not performance, but I want to have like a I want to look the part on stage. Like you know, we have like I want to have like a stage set, and we're talking about like backdrop with like like a logo, but like also like a video kind of thing to play through the songs. Like to like I want to if we're playing little shows, I want to be like, holy shit, who's that band that had all their shit together? You know, what was that?
Yeah, yeah. I think it'll take off.
I hope
You
so.
see a lot more different stuff, especially in the scene anymore. It's not
Yeah,
just like hardcore or punk related.
yeah. I don't even know. I'm down to play anywhere, but like. That's the thing about it. I'm like, where do I play? Like, do I play hardcore shows? That feels weird. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it would be neat. Yeah, I
yeah.
definitely like. I went down to the Fest in Florida a couple years ago,
Yeah, yeah,
and there was hardcore bands, there was punk bands, and then like post-hardcore, screamo, everything.
yeah,
And they even had just some offbeat type stuff, like more like experimental bands. And it was really nice to see such a broad range of bands and have it be more accepted. You know,
yeah.
yeah,
That's my main thing is like I don't know like where I'll play. I'm like, oh, there's a couple shows I've seen where like bands are similar, like this indie rock kind of stuff or whatever it is. I'm like, oh, I'd play that with that band. I
yeah. I
also
guess
really, what's that?
I guess it would fit more indie rock. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of weary too of like in metal and hardcore, you have instant reaction. Like while you're playing, you see what people if people are like grooving it, and you're kind of like, okay, yeah, people are fucking dancing, they're doing whatever. So with this, because of what it is, I'm like, people are just gonna like watch, and are they? Well, I guess they clap their hands. Will they dance? Will they shake around? Will they? You know what I mean? What do they do? Like, that's a weird, not fear, but that's like what got me. That's like one thing I'm nervous about. It's just like how do people react, and what will it feel weird to me? You know, like I'm like, are
Yeah.
people digging this?
Y-
Uh,
Yeah, because you're not used to those types of
yeah, not at all.
environments. Yeah,
Like
I
I'm
get
like,
you.
it's like, what do I do with my hands? You know, like even like that too. I'm like, you go on stage, I'm like, I'm just gonna stand here. Like, you gotta imagine, like in metal and hardcore, it's all like, it's just these furious movements and like whatever. And this is
Yeah,
like singing pop songs. I can't be like, I don't know, punching the air and making mean faces at everybody. You know, like just whatever it may be, whatever those motions are.
yeah. I think either way it'll work out. I'm sure you know that too. I mean, I remember
I
going to
appreciate it.
old shows like at VFW halls and people are standing there. I'm like, why are people standing here? This is like a
Yeah,
hardcore show,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know. But like nobody wants to do anything. Yeah,
yeah,
I think it's just to get in the right crowd.
yeah.
Um, What are your goals moving forward with like your tattoos? Just keep tattooing, keep moving through, and
I don't, I don't know because I've been doing it now 20 years and I don't know. Like, I want to get better. I never like I never want to feel stagnant. I
mhm.
never want to be like, holy shit. Like, I look at my stuff and I'm like, it just sucks. And I do. I mean, actually, I do feel that way all the time. But I don't want to like I want. I never want to look at my old shit and think it looks exactly like my new shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I always want to keep evolving at least in some way. But I'd like to get better. Like I look at my stuff and I pick it apart all the time, and I'm like, oh, I really love this piece, and I look at it in a picture and I'm like, ugh, why did I do that with this line or whatever it may be, and that sucks because I like tear myself apart like all the time about it. But yeah, I just want to keep growing, I guess, with it. You know, I don't know. I mean, I guess I eventually have to figure out some kind of retirement plan because I can't be doing this forever. So I got to figure that part out too, I suppose. But I should have this figured out already.
yeah. I don't think any of us have any of it figured out either way. Yeah, but Yeah, some of the stuff that you do post online, like your drawings, and you're like, anybody want a piece like this, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, if we live closer, I would totally get
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. It's really neat what you do put together and how you put it together.
I
Um,
appreciate it, man.
yeah, people definitely need to check it out. Which they can find you what Alexis Rivera on
Uh,
Instagram,
on Instagram, it's Alex Rivera Tattoo.
Alex Rivera Tattoo.
Yeah, there's one with an S too. That's not me. I'm
Okay,
just a tattoo.
okay, cool. Um, and then well, Tiger Bruno is your goal with music right now, and
Yeah,
everything. Um, do you still get tattooed yourself?
yeah, yeah. I got my. I mean, my head
Oh, your
tattooed
whole head's
was.
done now.
Yeah, I got my full head done nowadays. So I
Oh
don't know if you
wow.
saw that stuff.
No, no.
Yeah, I got that. One of my coworkers did that. The top of it. I guess probably last year and did the back of it and stuff. So we did a lot of that. I get a lot of little stuff now.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually I do some bigger things too. But like I have like I have like a tiny little sandwich right below my knee. I was like, and that's one of my favorites. It's just a below knee sandwich, like my stupid bunny tattoos.
I
Like
love I love those things.
it's just dumb. Like
Yeah.
uh, what else did I get in recent years? I have there's a show called Gen V. It's like a superhero show, and it's this like shrinking girl on the show, and her name's Little Cricket, and she's like can shrink. So I have like a little, not a portrait, but a little like image of her, like that's like I call it life size, is like 1 inch tall, like on my leg.
Oh,
Like
nice.
just
I
dumb
saw that
stuff.
show the other day. I didn't check it out
Oh
though.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
But I just get dumb shit. Like now I just get little pieces.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if you could see them.
Oh yeah, look at that. You got dagger. Yeah.
So I put the daggers behind the gorilla on the back of my head. So there's
Oh, you got two
two.
daggers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got two
Yeah.
daggers on the front of my head.
Yeah. 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 I remember that. Yeah. Um. But yeah. I after that, I was just like, I'm done with spots that hurt.
Oh,
Um.
that hurt.
Yeah,
That
that
sucks
hurt.
for you.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah. My head sucked. My head was
Yeah.
pretty rough. But
It
now
is
I'm
pretty
done with the
rough.
head.
Yeah.
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 I want to
But
get like. I kind of want to get something right here, like a little side of the face kind of thingy. I don't know, nothing too crazy, but I mean, I read eventually I want to be covered, like to the point of like I think neck down, really not showing a lot of skin. That's the goal, I think. Not I think. That's how I feel.
yeah.
I felt it for years. I'm just doing it in small doses, I guess.
Yeah, I've always wanted to be covered too, but
Yeah,
time and the effort that it goes into doing it, it's
yeah.
whatever. I
What
still
made
have
you want to get tattoos? I'm gonna ask you a question.
hmm. I think I've always wanted them. I
Yeah.
grew up in like 3 blocks from a tattoo shop,
Oh, so you just see
and
it.
I just was always fascinated by them. Absolutely loved them, and my idea was to just tattoo my life lessons or pivotal points in my life on my body.
Right on.
Um, so I wouldn't forget the lessons that I needed to like learn.
Yeah,
That's
mine mean nothing mostly. Most of them don't. There's a
and then
handful
I
that
guess
do.
back then too, I wanted to look a lot more tougher and
Yeah.
not
Well, speaking of tough looking, I guess my one of my early memories of like, yo, I need to get a lot of tattoos when I was a kid. Two things. I bought the well, one main one. I bought the One Voice agnostic front. I think it was One Voice. The demo. I mean, not the demo. The cassette. I mean,
hmm
and you open it up, and in the inside, you see Roger Moret, and he's wearing this shirt. In my imagination, I was like, "Yo, that guy's got a crazy shirt," and I'm like, "Holy shit, those are tattoos!" Because he's so covered, his whole chest and all. And when I was a kid, anyway, I look now and it's like, "Oh yeah, I know a million guys covered that much," but when I was a kid, it was crazy, and I was
No,
like, "I want to be
sorry.
tattooed like that guy." Like,
Yeah, you're right. Now that you said it, I remember seeing that. Like I've recently, just the other day, I was looking at some like old agnostic front videos, and they're not
yeah,
tattooed.
yeah,
And I remember when that kind of came out, and that image of just him covered,
yeah.
and it was an inspiration back then.
Yeah.
It
I was
was
like, what shirt
100%.
is that? Like, it's
Yeah,
like all this print.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
and like on a lame note, you know, but not just not as cool, I guess. I wouldn't say lame, I guess, but some parts of it. But I remember seeing a Motley Crue video. I'm like, this guy's like, I think Tommy Lee's arm or something was in the video. He's like in a car or something. It was like Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx both had all these, they had sleeves. And I was like, yeah, I need a lot of tattoos. Like, this is where my mind was.
Yeah. I took a break for a long time when I worked for the truck leasing company and I was
Yeah.
trying to become a manager. I really wanted a lot more tattoos then and like on my hands and stuff, but I was like, all right, I gotta walk the straight and narrow, I gotta be
Yeah.
this way. And then
It's
eventually
also
one,
making that time. Like, you
yeah,
know, being a dad and, a husband, you got your, you got our lives going on. You'd be like, all right, let me make a time to do a 5 hour thing for myself and pay a bunch of money instead of paying these
yeah,
bills or, whatever. Like, it's just making the effort to put it all together.
yeah. And then when we moved up here and I landed here, I was like, I really want more tattoos. And I think like
Yeah.
after you did my chest, the pistons on
Yeah.
my chest, and then I think I got the stomach and my ribs tattooed right up here right away. I
Yeah.
was just like, let's go for it. And it was just been one painful tattoo after another,
Yeah. Yeah.
but in a good way.
Yeah. For sure. They suck, but they we get them anyway.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The back of the head was the worst. That was the worst healing. I had such a headache for 3 weeks.
Wow, really? I didn't get headaches, but like I did not enjoy the back of my head. I have a big one that started it all. It was like it's like big ones like softball size.
Yeah,
That one sucked, and then I got the side of my head, all this lettering here, which that sucked, and then this top part was pretty rough. Like there was those parts of the top where I was like, "Fuck, what is going on, dude?" Like it's so bad.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. But um, yeah, could talk about tattoos all day long.
right.
So let's just go over it one more time. If anybody wants to check out, what is it? Burnside, Behind the Sun. You'd have to dig and find any of that stuff.
Yeah,
Tiger.
unfortunately. You
Yeah.
know what? You could find just to listen to it. You could find. You can dig up. I think the whole Behind the Sun catalog on YouTube. Like I think
Oh
Frank
yeah. I'm sure.
uploaded them. So
All right.
I don't have masters of that. I've wanted to put them up on Spotify forever,
Mm,
and I don't have the masters because I like I put up stuff on Spotify all the time. I'm like, y'all do it. Just give me the stuff so I can send me the files or whatever. I don't know how whatever I'll make it happen, but it just hasn't happened.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, we should like I even said the one guy who's got them. I was like, yo, Frankie has it, and I was like, yo, I'll pay you. I'll pay you the money that it costs to put it on there. It's only like $30 a record or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I got it. Like let's do it because I'd like to have them on Spotify or something. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And then
I
you
have a
have.
DistroKid account now, so I'm like, I'll do it, but I just got to get it. So maybe one day.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so Behind the Sun, you can get on YouTube at the moment.
Fight
um,
Forever's on Spotify, right?
Fight Forever's on Spotify. Oh, Knives. We skipped over Knives. Knives.
Oh
Have you ever heard Knives?
no.
Oh wow, really? Like Knives was right before I left for Texas. I did Knives. And that was super fun.
I
It
think
was
I knew you
me.
had a band because
Yeah, it was me and Matt from Behind the Sun and Lance from Burnside and this dude Jordan from I think he was oh God, I feel bad. I can't remember the name of his band now. He was in a few bands that I can't remember. Sorry, Jordan. but and Matt's brother was who also played bass with him in a few bands. He was in a band called Blue Eyes Burn Like Fire, and then they were I think he played in Memoir as well. But we did this like total like 80s thrash, 90s hardcore mashup was the goal. And I felt like it really kind of delivered that. And you could find that on Spotify. And we did one record called Year of the Wolf. And it's so fun. Like so fun. I just wish we kept on going with it. But like I moved to Texas and I would come to Jersey and we'd play a show. So we'd play a show every time I visited for a little while. And we didn't necessarily break up. We're right now we're just kind of not playing, you know what I mean? But like there was
yeah.
never like an official breakup. But yeah, so you should check that stuff out too. I think you'll dig that.
All right, cool,
And then
cool. And
yeah,
now
Fight Forever, yeah. And
and
then
then
now
Tiger Bruno. Can you get Tiger Bruno on all platforms?
everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Tiger Bruno's everywhere because I'm in control of where that one goes. So I'm just like put it out, like
Yeah.
so. That
Yeah.
goes everywhere. I just put it out through DistroKid, and it goes to pretty much everywhere you can find music. They put it up. So
All right. And what social media platform do you prefer? Do you Facebook or Instagram for people to contact you?
Instagram's easier, I guess.
Yeah.
I have accounts for for everything, but I'm mostly active in the Alex Rivera tattoo. Like I have a Tiger Bruno account, I just never use it. Like I
Yeah.
just don't. I need a
Yeah.
media manager. I need one of those people who's just like, here, we're gonna take care of everything, and you just pay me.
Nice. There you go. All right. So yeah, there you have it. Make sure you check out all of Alex's work. And yeah. So well, it was
Oh,
good
right
talking
on.
to you, man.
Yeah,
And
good being here, man. Good talking to you.
yeah, thanks for doing this. And yeah, we'll catch up soon.